Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another video with me. My name is Cotton Candy Doll. If you're new here, welcome. Welcome all. Hi. This is a shifting video. I know I'm laughing, but it's because I'm trying to keep. It's just too dark without this lamp, so I'm gonna have to try and. Also, I realize I look hideous. Ugh, I look a hot mess, but that's okay. I have to tell you guys what happened over the past few days when I went back to Toshinori's house. I said I'd be kind of compacting all of the time that I went there into one, just to try and make the video a little bit longer. Also, that way I don't have to record as much since I don't have any light. I still have to work on getting more light. Yeah, this is gonna, yeah, I'll just leave it here. That looks freaking silly as heck. I cannot stop laughing. By the way, I got this hat from Anime Senpai, and I forgot to get rid of my damn star. Shoot. I was supposed to erase this off of my face, but I guess I just like forgot about it or whatever. This is, they basically have like, oh my god, this video is so bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna jump right into what happened. I'm gonna hold up this light. I know I look silly, but guys, I want you to be able to see me in my video. Now, you guys can't really see Toshinori in the back, but I still have those guys that I got, and I also have the one in the middle that I didn't show you guys from my previous video either. He was like literally like right over there, like staring at me. So, um, you might hear some noises in the background. I don't know how much of it you will or not. Can you guys see me good? I think you can because I have the light literally right next to me. I just took it from the back. I know exactly what you guys are thinking. Like, oh my gosh, this crazy lady. I promise I'm not crazy. Okay. Hopefully this doesn't fall. This should work just fine. This should be fine. Okay. So how you guys been? I hope everyone's been doing well. I've been doing well also, surprisingly. Things have been not really depressing for me. I've actually been doing pretty well. With just everything trying to I was told that by Frodo's doctor that, new mothers get into like I guess a depressed state later when the child starts to get older or something. I don't think he knew what he was talking about because I feel fine. I'm actually happy. So I'm gonna tell you guys a little bit about Frodo before I tell you guys about the other stuff that happened. Frodo is 9 months now, and I told you guys he can stand now. Can't walk yet. He can gibberish a little bit. He can say like no, which I think is awesome. Everything is no. I don't think he understands the difference between no and yes yet. So that's really cute, you know. Um, Also, they haven't really figured out what to do about his teeth yet. I call him my little nummy gums because he's so cute. All right, and so like they've been trying to slowly integrate him into like a sort of daycare, and they do have like a kind of a guard over his mouth. He has to get used to wearing it. When he passes the age where he can't speak anymore, when he actually starts talking, they'll be able to take it off because obviously he'll be at an age where he's old enough to like actually like communicate. This looks so dang silly, I know, guys. I have to kind of hold it because I can't. You guys won't be able to see me. How's this? Is better? I think this is like the best light, right? I think this looks really good like this. Anyway, this is super silly. I know. Sorry, sorry. So I decided to go back to Toshinori's house and just talk things over with him because the last time I went there, you guys remember what happened. And I wanted to just kind of talk things through with him about my travel there and here because he obviously knows about this reality since he's been here a few times, since I've seen his shadow over me. I knew it was him. Only one person has the outlining of, two strands of hair sticking straight up, or whatever that is, like chunks of hair. And so we talked it out. I didn't want to reveal everything to him, but I had no choice. I literally told him, I didn't tell him where I worked or anything like that. I told him I'm in a reality that's different from yours, and what you would call. I told him your reality is not really considered like that wouldn't really be considered. Most people wouldn't consider that to be real life. Now I know that you're real and you're realistic. I can obviously touch you, but it's like stepping into another universe. Is what I explained to him. And Toshinori, surprisingly, he understood everything. And then he reminded me of the time we were at the carnival, and when we came back, how he like said he had created a whole universe just for us. He understood exactly what I was talking about, and he said, "I already suspected you weren't from here," but that sort of went to like the back of his head. I guess he wasn't really thinking about it. Also, that time when I fell off that cliff, there's that too. We had our chat, we worked everything out. So then, Toshinori decided to, give me a hug, and I was like holding him. Just had to see how this looks, and this looks okay. Yeah, I guess this is okay. So he's like holding me and just being in his arms, just so strong, and I could just feel all his strength, and it just gave me like such a feeling of security and safeness. I just love that about him. And we didn't really make out or do anything. He kind of just held me there, and he was like, "Let's just stay like this," which I thought was awesome. I ended up shifting away from there. I caught my guide, and Toshinari actually saw him, and they made eye contact with each other. I'm like, oh my gosh. I hope they don't start talking amongst themselves because I don't know what kind of crazy plan they can come up with on their own. Was that in my mouse just now? Did you guys see anything? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so like I said, I was meaning to get rid of the stars actually on this side. Yeah. OMG. I can't believe I forgot that. Sorry guys. So back to what happened. I shifted back there. This time I went to Hawks' house. I went to go and pick up Frodo. And Hawk said he wanted to talk to me. He said, "Do you have a moment?" And I said, "Sure." I came in and I sat down, and he's like, so me and Frodo, as a commemoration trip, um, and Frodo, sitting down next to him in a high chair, not ready to leave or anything, which obviously I have to get him ready to go and stuff. He's sitting in a high chair, and I'm like, "Are you gonna get ready?" He's like, "I just want to say one thing," and I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "I want Frodo to go with me to the amusement park. And I wanted to know if that was okay with you if I take him." And I said, "Are you gonna be like?" I said, "Is he gonna be like strapped to you, or?" And he's like, "No, I'm just gonna carry him, like I normally do. And Deborah will be with us. We'll go together with him." And I just, my thing is no, okay. I don't want Frodo to go, so I told him no. My first time, actually my first time at that carnival. I don't remember if it was my first or second time. I went there, yes. Toshinori was there with me. Remember, guys? He took me, and I wore those wedge shoes or whatever. That was actually my first encounter with hawks when that thing went flying off toward my head and I didn't have time enough to respond. I think about events like that and I think about Frodo. Frodo was a baby. He wouldn't know what to do. I don't know why this is doing this. You guys are probably laughing your butts off, aren't you? Just looking at me holding this lamp above me. I know. It's not hot or anything. It's perfectly safe. I can like touch it and it won't do anything. Um, you guys remember my first time there? That thing went flying off toward my base. Yeah, he's like, "Why didn't you use your quirk?" Remember Hawks came in and like swooped and saved me? And I just reminded him of that. And he's like, "Well, Frodo is, a baby." And I said, "Frodo is not really old enough to enjoy anything. He doesn't even know what's happening. Do a little cute baby stuff with him right now because that's what he is, a baby." So then, we got into kind of an argument. And not Toshinori, Hawks is saying how he doesn't think he should have to change up his lifestyle. Frodo should just be a part of that with me. And I said, Frodo is not, I don't think he's really ready to be at an amusement park. I don't feel comfortable. And, Hawks is like, "I will do whatever you want. I'm going to do whatever makes you feel comfortable. You don't want him to go, he doesn't have to go. But just know this, Frodo is a big part of our lives. And I feel like, I want to share certain parts of my life with him. And that shouldn't be taken away." And guys, not to mean to blow anything out of proportion, but I was just like, first off, you wanted this child. Okay. I never said, let's have a baby. You wanted this baby. You brought him here. You should have thought about that before you decided to just bring him here, before you had him born here, before he ended up with my DNA and all this stuff. Yeah. And, so I guess he got kind of mad because he's like, you're bringing up Frodo's existence and saying, and I'm like, I didn't mean it that way because I didn't. I didn't mean it like, oh, if Frodo wasn't here. No, Frodo's here now and there's nothing we can do about it. He's here. I can't imagine my life without him. And we're in our little argument, and Endeavor walks in, and he's like, and I'm like, hi, Endeavor. And so then Hawks takes my hand, and he's like, let's go in the other room. So he's pulling me to the other room, and I'm literally like, I'm like behind him. I'm like, Hawks. So he puts me in the room. He like closes and locks the door, and he's like, one moment. And I'm like, what? He's like, if you could do it all over again, knowing everything you know now, would you do it again? And I look at him, I'm like, yeah, of course I would. Frodo is my life now. He's all I think about. I'm not joking. Like I constantly worry about this guy. I'm at work, I'm worried about him. I'm here, I'm worried about him. And then I want to go there to go see him. And most of the time when I come there, he's asleep. They said it's a part of the medicine. They're giving them medicine. I actually want them to take him off now. He's 9 months. He should be fine. As a precaution, I guess we can keep him on the medicine, but like, I can't wait till I can take him off because basically, I think what the medicine is doing is kind of suppressing his quirks, making it so that he can't use them right now. And his quirk still comes out, whenever he messes or whatever. But I mean, he's probably capable of so much, and we're just not gonna know until he gets off the medicine they have him on. Sorry, guys, check the time. And no, this video is not really going to be timed. I'm really just talking to you guys. This is so freaking silly, I know. I'm going to do this. That way it kind of seems, why is my hat staying on? This hat was like coming off my head. I'm trying to like hide my like actual real hair from you guys. Yeah. Now my eyes like covered up. Great. Can only see one eye. Now I only have one eye. I'm one-eyed. Anyway, he's like, would you do it all over again? And I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, what? And I'm like, what is it? And he like kind of smirks. And I already know, he's plotting something. I'm like, me and Frodo have to leave. He's like, Endeavor's here now. Endeavor can watch him for a few minutes. He's like, now what would you have me do? I said, I would have you lay down. They lay down. He's like, should I lay flat on my back? I said, let your feet hang off the edge of the bed. So he's laying flat. Get the mental image of him laying flat. And his feet kind of like, the part that where you step off the bed, his legs are curved over that part. Then I walk up to him and I'm like, so I start, reaching under his shirt. He's like laying his head back, and then I'm like, I rub on like his nipples, just to get him stimulated, and I feel him get hard. So then I slowly like, I slowly start like stroking him, and I kind of want to like continue, but we can't because I have to get Frodo. Endeavor's gonna know what we're doing. Um, Endeavor's gonna kind of get the idea, and I really didn't feel like comfortable. Just, yeah, I mean, it's like we can't like have we can have full blown like sex there because I'm just too loud. Endeavor would definitely hear me and know what we're doing. And I also feel like that's taking a priority off my baby by doing that. I know we have our moments like, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, when I've been over Fox's house and say like my gummy numbs, my little Frodo, he goes to bed. He's gonna be asleep for some hours. Then yeah, I mean, play around with the Hawks a little bit, And so like I thought I would just play with him a little bit, I got him all hard and he was like kind of frustrated a little bit. Because right after I was like, I gotta get Frodo. And he's like, wait. He's like, you're just gonna leave me like this? I'm like, yeah. I was like, when I get back, he's like, okay. So then, I leave out and I'm heading to where Frodo is. And he's already packed up and ready to go. And Endeavor was like, I was just getting him ready for you because I know that you and him were having your like special time together. And I'm like, we were just talking. He goes, yeah, I know. And so like Hawks is standing there, obvious as day. He like has his hands in front of like his crotch. He's trying to hide it. Um, but you can clearly see that he has like a massive boner. And his face is a little bit reddish on the cheeks, a little bit. And I don't know how I looked. Probably exactly the same. I just took Frodo in my arms, and I gave him hugs and stuff, and put him in his seat. And I'm like, okay, well, we're gonna head out now. You guys hear that? Anyway, oh god, that looks so freaking silly with this over my head. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I had to do this for the video. I wanted you guys to be able to like see me. Take my hands off it, but if it breaks, this is my only light. It's gonna go completely dark in here. It was so terrible, right? Anyway, so he's trying to hide his, massive boner. And, Endeavor kind of smirks a little bit. He takes Frodo from me and he's like, perhaps I should wait outside. And I'm like, no. I'm like, we're not doing anything inappropriate. And I kind of nudge Fox like that. He's like, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, I'll put him in the car if you want. I'm like, no. He's like, it's okay. I can do it. I said, no, I'm going to do it. It's like me and Endeavor are kind of we're like fighting over like who's going to put Frodo in a car. And he's like, and I'm getting ready to take Frodo, and he's like, and Endeavor is like, another baby, would it be a bad idea? And I go, and I look at Hawks, and I'm like, Hawks, you need to tell this man where Frodo came from. You need to tell him, okay? Because we're not trying to have another baby. I'm not trying to have another baby. The whole concept of how he got here, I'm not confused about it, not in the least. But it is a mystery still. It's still a mystery to me. How were they able to make him almost 100% baby? Okay, he's probably 80% of his regenerator self, and the rest of him is human. He looks human, like a human baby. He acts like a human baby. He even sounds like a human baby. Sorry, guys. Should turn this on. I thought I had my phone on silent. I'm so sorry. It never doesn't know. He thinks like me and him are trying to have another baby or something. No. I mean, yeah, Frodo has amazing quirks. He has incredible quirks. But also, I know Endeavor is kind of obsessed with that sort of thing too with his kids. I think he kept like, didn't he keep like making his wife give birth to kids until she became depressed or some crap and ended up in a mental asylum? So I wouldn't put it past me that you're trying to build a whole army of like kids like him that's gonna grow up or whatever. Anyway, I know they're best friends or whatever. And I know the whole idea of amazing children who could like completely affect the world probably is like something. I don't know what Endeavor thinks of that. Probably fantastic. It's probably like mind blowing to him because he just can't believe someone like Frodo exists and he wouldn't mind, having another kid like Frodo around. But imagine how dangerous that would be. I mean, we don't even know a whole lot about Frodo yet. We're still learning about him. I know he's not going to become a villain because he doesn't have that kind of heart right now. When he gets older, he's gonna be free to make his own choice. But I'm gonna love and nurture him like the baby he is because I'm his mother. So I'm gonna do my best. So we had our little fun there. I had fun playing with Hawks and getting him all bothered and stuff. And we leave. I take Frodo back to my house, and it's kind of the same. We don't really do a lot. This is what me and him do. So I take Frodo and I put my little gummy nums on the couch beside me. And my little trick is to play like these nursery rhymes. And I'll turn the lights out, make it kind of dark, and he falls asleep. literally just cuddling with this cute little thing. And I'm just staring at him and I'm just like, you look so much like your father. Like, you don't really look an ounce like me. You can float, though, so you have my quirk, but I don't really, see my resemblance to him. Endeavor says you see it, but I don't see it. I honestly don't. So, yeah, so he sleeps there with me, and then, Endeavor picks him up later to take him home, and then I leave. I just like shift out of there. I shift out from my house and everything. I just leave everything like it is and just leave. Because when I come back, it's gonna all be the same. I don't really know. I don't really know how it's been able to stay exactly the same. It's because when I can focus on the place that I want to travel to or that I want to shift to, I'm able to actually, I can still see it. And you guys, shifting for me is not like, this freaking kind of hurts actually. Just hold on, let's do this. Okay. Shifting for me is not, um, I don't close my eyes. There's been a few times when I've been pulled places because my eyes were shut or I was asleep, but I don't actually shift there by trying to go to sleep because I have less control over what's happening. I have less of my subconscious. Imagine being in a room and having the room just kind of spin, having everything spin around. And it feels like you passed out, but it's not the bad, it's not a terrible, like awful pass out feeling. If you guys passed out, you know what I mean. It feels like you're gonna die. It's not like that. It's really just a, oh, I got dizzy, what happened? And then when everything stops, you're like wherever you are. It's kind of like a dizzy spell, but except without, it's like a dizzy spell, but you see everything moving. It's not it's not just a feeling and then you close your eyes and it's like, oh, I'm there. Or like just some medicine you take and just, pass out on your pillow and then you're there. I mean, I did try the pillow method one time. I even have a video on that. I just don't know how well it actually works. Um, what else can I? Other shifting advice that I can give you guys. If you're going to try and shift somewhere, make sure you have a guide to go with you. What is the various technique I use is basically through like expelling your energy through meditation. And it does take a long time. It takes a while to focus your energy to where you want it to go. Your energy can pile up in the same place, like at the top of your head, like right here in the middle. This will start hurting sometimes. And that's because of all the energy. What you need to do is you need to spread it from this point. And you need to feel it flow through your fingers and through your toes. So imagine spreading that energy from your arms all the way down to your legs. Imagine it releasing and expelling from that part of your body. How does this look? Does this still look good on me? I don't think this looks good at all. The other hat is a little bit, this is kind of for someone with like a tiny head. My head is like huge, I guess. Anyway, I did go back again to Toshinori's house. Yeah, basically sort of snuck into his room at night while he was sleeping. And I wanted to, touch him. I wanted to touch him and I wanted to do it secret, like a thief in the night. I wanted to sneak into his room and basically just take advantage of him and not have him be able to do anything. I wanted to have that. Even if I couldn't get that, I wanted to get like the illusion. So I shifted there. He was sleeping, and I put my hand over his mouth, as if it would be like, and he opened his eyes and he looked kind of surprised at first, but then he kind of settled in, and I said, "Don't make a sound." I said, "Take off your clothes." But he started removing his shirt and everything, and moving, you know. And I was just thinking the whole time I'm watching him, when did you start wearing clothes to bed? Is it getting cooler at night? And it was kind of cold. It was a little bit chilly in the room, but I'm like, why is he sleeping in pajamas? He usually always sleeps naked and that just has a sheet over him. Now he's covered in a full blanket. So I wonder if something changed. I don't know if something changed within that reality. You guys already know what happened. I basically started touching him, and I basically sort of was commanding him on what to do. He was actually listening to me. I said, reach your hand down and touch your shaft. And I said, run your finger up the tips of your shaft. I said, now. I said, I want you to stroke. And when I told him to stroke, he kind of like, he did like this, like he was starting to, and then he just kind of like rolled over so that he was on top of me and I was like underneath him because I guess he wasn't gonna let it end that way with me being the like more dominant one. And even though I was trying to dominate him, I got to do it for a little bit, which was good because I got him for a while. And then, he was like, you think you can come in here and dictate, what you want me to do? He said it in like a seductive voice. He was like kind of playing with me. And you guys know what happened. He did the same to me. He like covered my mouth, except this time he like so I came there in a nightgown and I wasn't wearing anything under it. I think he knew that. So he like sat me on him. So he was like penetrating like all the way in me, and he had his hand over my mouth, and his other hand was like at both my wrists, and I thought for sure like, okay, guys, look at my wrist. When I like put them, imagine your wristband together like this, but it's like above your head. I can't even freaking show you because of the light. Dang it. Kind of like this. Now imagine trying to move your hands, but you can't because freaking Almighty has a hold of them. Okay, you're not getting out. So you can't scream and you can't move your hands or anything. And it was like he was like made a pound town on me, like, and yeah, but it was really sensual though. It was different. Um, he made it so that I could feel everything. There was a lot of foreplay, more than I could take. I was ready, actually really ready to leave afterwards. He wanted to like hold me and like kind of like cuddle or whatever. But I was like, I really need to go. But I left from there. That was actually when I went back there. And I did when I went back to see Toshinori, I made sure not to really run into Hawks after our little confrontation because I felt like he had a lot more to say. Like getting into him with, I know he wanted me to like, I know for sure he wanted like to have me to like when I come back there. I know for sure he's gonna want to take like control over me just so that he can kind of like enforce. Like Hawks is more of an enforcer. Like I'm gonna enforce my my desire upon you. You're gonna feel it regardless. You're gonna like it's kind of like that with him. Like he's gonna like he wants to like rule. He's like the ruler in the like he's like the ruler in bed or like he wants you to like yield or submit to him sort of. I'm not gonna agree with him though on the Frodo being there. And Endeavor did say something interesting. He told me, Frodo's a baby, so you guys need to do baby things. It's true. I'm glad he understands. I'm not saying that Frodo can't go to an amusement park when he's maybe 2 or 3. Right now, he's too little to even know what's happening anyway. He's not gonna remember. Will not remember that. So this is so funny looking like this. Yeah. So I needed to let you guys know what's going on. I'm so sorry about the light. I know this is kind of like kind of ghetto. Um, but I wanted you guys to be able to see me when I told you guys what happened. Um, I don't know that my shifting advice actually helped anyone. I'm not sure people even follow. Um, but anyway, thank you guys for watching my video. If you like this video, don't forget to give this video a like. If not, then you know what to do. Um, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're notified when other videos like this one become available. Ding! And I really hate to go now, but I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye. This light. I don't know what to do about the light. Okay, wait. Is it gonna fall? So no. The freaking light. Alright, this should be fine. Okay. Where Oh, there we go. Right there. Okay, bye guys.